I'm up there. I had to go make a tour Friday.
Because I'm.
Jill, is the Zoom working? Okay. It's close enough. We can do the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening and welcome, everyone. I'd like to mention a few items. If you could silence your cell phones and watches. Our meetings are public and recorded, and this is a business meeting, so we ask everyone to conduct themselves in a professional manner. Our city code allows for public comment up to 3 minutes, and for best sound quality, please lean into these microphones when you speak. So with that, we will call this meeting to order at 6 p.m. And first item is roll call.
Councilmember Parsons,
Here.
Councilmember Giebert,
Here.
Councilmember Mueller is absent. Councilmember Honabut,
Here.
Councilmember Damon,
Here.
Councilmember Neboy,
Here.
Councilmember Dojan.
Here.
Councilmember Peel.
Here.
Okay, we have quorum. First item, I'll call for a motion to approve the financial statements in your packets.
So move. Second.
Okay, we have motion and a second. Any further discussion on that? Roll call voting kicks off with Parsons.
A. 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 A.
Okay, motion carries. Next up, I'll call for a motion to approve the estimated and listed bills you find in your packets.
So move. Second.
Okay, we have motion and a second. Any further discussion on that? Roll call voting starts with Giebert.
A. 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 A.
Okay, motion carries. Next up is there consideration of any additional bills from anyone? Okay, hearing none, we'll move on. Correspondence, public and guest comments. No comments from the audience. Okay. Next up is consent agenda. We'll go over these in detail. Items in front of us are A, the approval of city council meeting minutes for December 1st and 15th. B, for Cassell Cloud software proposal. C, for Jill Landgraf to attend the ILCMA Winter Conference in Bloomington, February 11 to 13th, not to exceed 980. Ordinance 1565, Kraton prohibition. E, City Attorney Cooper to prepare an updated parking and towing zone ordinance. F, Chamber of Commerce 2026 calendar of events. G, Ordinance 1566, electric rate increase. H, Ordinance 1567, Local Government Billing Act. I, updated comprehensive plan. J, pay invoice for Red Bud Business Park crop damage, and K, recommended alterations to the 2021 IRC building codes. Does anyone want any of those items A through K pulled out and discussed separately this evening? Okay, hearing none, I'll entertain a motion for the consent agenda as presented.
So move. Second.
Okay, we motion and a second. Any further discussion? Roll call voting, it starts with Honabut.
A. 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 A.
Okay, motion carries. Next up, we'll shift to the reports. First up is Finance Committee. I'll take that one. In your packets is an investment registrar. None of the CDs are due at this time. So that is all for the Finance Committee. Next up is Personnel.
Nothing there.
Okay, next is Public Health and Safety, a couple of items.
Yeah, we have a few training requests on there. John, I'm gonna let you kind of elaborate on those and tell us where we're at with those.
Okay, we have a training request for Robert Brittingham and Nick Reinhardt for a 24-hour DWI detection standardized field sobriety on January 13th through the 15th. We have a training request for Ashley Stelhorn and Robert Brittingham for 8-hour Gracie survival tactics training on January 23rd.
Do we need to do them? Can we do them all at once?
Would you just one motion for all of them?
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, and we have a training request for Carl Williams, Chris Hewitt, Ashley Stelhorn, and Josh Worth, 8-hour high-risk traffic stops and de-escalation techniques on January 30th. They're all basically for the our training requirements as far as ILETSB, Illinois Training and Standards Board requirements. So
And these are all paid by, what did you tell me?
So basically through Silent, we have we pay $100 a year per officer and we get all the training that we can sign up for. So it shouldn't cost us anything to go to the training except for the drive through the training, and they're taking a squad car, so.
Okay. And as far as taking a part-time guy, that's something we're required to do, correct?
Yes, since job, so particularly Worth only works for us, so he does not have a full-time police officer job. And he only works for us part-time, and we're required to make sure he stays up to training standards, so that's why Josh is on there.
Okay. I will make a motion that we approve training request 1, 2, and 3 under item C on the agenda.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second for three different training requests under public health and safety. Any further discussion on those? Roll call voting with Demont.
Hey.
Hey.
Hey,
Motion carries. I think
that's all
it.
I have.
Okay, cultural committee, I don't think we have anything. Okay, then we'll move on to public works. I believe we have an item.
First item is a training request for Adrian Walsh and Scott Becker for the 2026 pipeline safety excavator program on January 29th, 2026, not to exceed $200 each. I'd like to make a motion to approve that training request.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second for training requests for Adrian Walsh and Scott Becker, the 2026 pipeline safety excavator program, January 29th, not to exceed $200 each. Any further discussion?
Who seconded that? I think
Kyle did. Okay, with that, then we will kick off voting with Nevoy.
Hey.
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 Okay, motion carries.
Next item is ordinance number 1568. It's the sewer ordinance updates. That's just a few changes.
Yeah, this was what was discussed at the committee meetings. I originally just did the application because of the new requirement for the tracer wire for non-conductive piping, and Mr. Neboy had asked about the other fees on there. After further review, we just standardized. We have the one fee of the $500 for this sewer, so we're repealing the other sections of that section. So that's what this ordinance is doing.
Okay. I make a motion that we go ahead and accept ordinance number 1568.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second on ordinance 1568. That's a sewer ordinance update. Any further discussion on that? I'll just toss in Rodney. Thank you for your input on that. That was helpful. So we will kick off voting with Dojon.
Hey.
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 Motion carries.
That's it.
That's it. Okay, I don't see anything from zoning. Anything else to add?
Nope.
Okay, recreational facilities is nothing to add on that.
Nothing to add.
Okay, planning commission, anything to add on that?
Meeting on the 20th.
Okay. Okay, that leaves us up to Economic Development Commission. We have an item on that. I'll toss it over to
Yes.
Alderman Evoy.
We had our monthly meeting back in December, and it was the recommendation of the existing committee to nominate Tyler Hess as the newest member of the Economic Development Commission. I'll make that a motion. Sorry.
Okay. Motion?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Okay, we have a motion and a second to appoint Tyler Hess to the Economic Development Commission. Any further discussion on that? Roll call voting with Peel.
Hey.
Hey.
Motion carries. Okay, nothing else from Economic Development.
That's it.
Okay, and Parks and Recreation Committee, nothing on there.
We have a meeting tomorrow evening at 6 o'clock up here.
Okay. All right, that leads us, there is no old business, so we'll move on to new business. Your review of January calendar. Let's see, tomorrow, the 6th, we'll test sirens around 10 o'clock. And as Kyle just mentioned, the Parks and Rec Committee is actually on the 6th, not the 7th. That's a slight change. Library Board will meet on the 8th. We're back here on the 19th for committee meetings. Planning Commission is on the 20th, I believe, with some hearings. Is that correct, Jeff?
Yes, we'll be having 2 hearings. We'll also be interviewing candidates to fill the 2 open positions with the Planning Commission.
Okay, busy meeting. And then the 28th, I don't know, Rodney, do we have some business to conduct for economic development, or is that up in the air at the
It's
moment?
up in the air right now.
Okay, so that may happen, it may not.
Yeah, waiting to hear all about a piece of property. So
Okay. Any other changes, additions, anything to the calendar for anybody? Okay, any other comments this evening? The only thing I wanted to add, Happy New Year and happy 2026. This is our big celebration year for the country. Make sure we save the date for August 29th, 2026. That's the America 250, our community festival at Lincoln Park. There is a Facebook page, the Redbud AM 250 you can follow. And we want to thank a lot of businesses who have stepped up and offered support already at this point. So we're off to a good start with our festival planning. Anything else from anybody else? Okay, hearing none, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
A motion second, all in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? We stand adjourned at 6:10 PM. Thank you all.